Hello and welcome to Lamplighter. Today is February 2, and we are continuing in our journey through the Old Testament in our daily Bible reading together. Now, as we have seen, Moses has already been up on the top of Mount Sinai. He has spent 40 days and 40 nights there in the presence of God. At one point, the people give up on him and ask Aaron to build for them a golden calf. Aaron shows his weakness when he succumbs to their request. They take off pieces of jewelry and give them to him. He takes the gold and fashions a golden calf for them. And when challenged by Moses later, this is one of my favorite parts that we didn't talk about earlier. When Moses says to Aaron, "What are you doing? Why would you allow yourself to succumb to the pressures of these people?" Aaron says, "Well, I just threw the gold into the fire and out came this calf." It sounds like an excuse a 3-year-old would make for breaking the family lamp. Well, needless to say, there are some problems that need to be remedied. And so God and Moses have several conversations together. There are times when God is so angry he wants to destroy the Israelite nation and start a new nation with Moses himself. But Moses reminds God of his promise to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob. Moses defends God's honor and how God will be viewed among the other nations and tribes around them. And God listens to Moses. God relents from his anger, and God renews his covenant with the people. So over the last several days, we've been focusing on the instructions for the tabernacle that Moses was also given at the top of Mount Sinai. And in our reading today, as the tabernacle is actually being built, we are taken step by step, very tediously through the process of actually building the tabernacle. Now, as a casual reader, we might be tempted to ask the question, why is there so much detail given to this in the text? Why can't we just say the tabernacle was built and be done with it? But all along the way, it's important to see every specific command and every specific following of that command. As a matter of fact, I've marked in my Bible, and I want to point out to you something you certainly must have noticed, and that is that 18 times in today's reading, which, by the way, today's reading was a very short one, a little bit less than 3 pages, but 18 times in those 3 pages, we read this phrase, "as the Lord commanded Moses." I think that's the point of today's reading. God gives specific command, and the people specifically obey. Now remember, since the story is about God, that should tell us something about the God we continue to serve today. God gives even us very specific commands with regard to our worship, with regard to what's necessary for salvation, with regard to our daily living as a Christian, with regard to our responsibility toward others. Very specific instructions are given throughout the pages of the Bible, and God expects our response to be like that of the Israelites in today's reading. Everything we do is just as the Lord commanded. It's that simple. Simply do what he says. That's true faith. We're reminded as the priests are ordained and as they are dressed in the clothing that is made specifically for them, that there are stones on their shoulders. There are beautiful stones on the ephod, on the breastpiece that they wear. And each of these is signifying the 12 tribes of Israel. It's as though while the priests are serving, they are reminded of Jacob's family. They are reminded through that of the promise God made to Abraham long ago. God is a promise-making, promise-remembering, and promise-keeping God. So the tabernacle is built. It is anointed with oil and therefore consecrated or made holy. The priests are ordained. They are dressed in the proper clothing. They are anointed with oil. They are regarded as holy. Everything about the process is to be holy because it's all about a holy God. And when everything is done exactly as God prescribes, then we're told at the end of today's reading that the glory of the Lord fills the tabernacle. The glory of the Lord fills the tabernacle. Let me make one observation before I close today. If we today are the temple, the tabernacle, the dwelling place of God, isn't it important that we do everything just as God commanded so that His glory will fill our lives and will be seen in the way we live, in the way we speak, in the way we conduct ourselves among others? That is God's marvelous plan. Isn't it great to be a lamplighter? His word is a lamp to our feet and a light to our path. I hope you have a blessed day.